Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Aries EDC. Thank you for everybody and the support that you guys have shown. Again, I can't thank you enough for everything. So I have the Thorn giveaway up and going. I finished the Crow. So now it's time to move on to other projects. So I started these three about a week ago. I just cut them out, shaped them to where they were kind of where they needed to be. So now it's time that I start drilling some holes. So I kind of marked out where I want the holes. I used my punch to punch where the holes are going to be. So I made a little punch on them. So this is the Obsession that's in Damascus. I have some plans for that one. This is a spoken for puffin. So it's a custom puffin that I'm making for somebody, and a custom shaped blade that I'm making for someone as well. This was a collab with that person and myself, trying to come up with a design that that person wanted. And this is kind of what we ended up with. So I'm going to work on that one. So basically, I have them rough shaped out, sanded down. So now I need to get the holes drilled for where the construction pins and tubes are going to be, and any kind of relief holes I want to put to kind of take the weight off of the blade. So it gets a nice balance. This one is Damascus. This one's 80 CRV2, so I can be able to heat treat these two myself. This one's stainless AEB, so this is going to get sent out for heat treating once I get the holes drilled, and I'm still not feeling good, and the bevel's done. So I'm going to be working on that one. So, but first step, drill the holes, then we mark out what we're going to, the center line, and figure out the angles for which the bevels are going to be. And then the hardest part, the bevels. So we'll get these guys going. I'm not going to get too much done on this video just because I need to take it slow. I don't want to kill myself. Also, just to update, the Rockhopper and the Pedal XL that I sent out for Peters are in tempering stage. So hopefully they'll get shipped back to me this week. If so, then hopefully by next weekend, I can get those two finished up. You guys voted on the community page for the Bloom XL's handle. And it looks like you guys picked OD Green. So I'm going to go with the OD Green. And I have some cool options for the pins. And the Rockhopper is a custom build that I'm making for somebody he wanted the black linen micarta and red. So that's going to be pretty awesome. I like that color combo. All right, guys. So I'm going to start drilling some holes. All right, guys. Well, so holes are drilled. I made a good mess here, so I'm gonna have to clean this up. And I'm gonna wipe these off. So I'm doing this one-handed. Let me wipe this off. Oh yeah, all the steel on the towel. That's good. All right, so I have the holes for the pins and the tube, and then the larger holes are the relief holes just to relieve some weight, and actually it helps me glue everything together. You can see how they kind of mushroom out, so I gotta sand all that down, make it nice and smooth, so that what I'll do is I'll take one of these and I'll router those holes and make them nice and smooth, and then I sand it down. But I think I'll do that, and then I'll be pretty much done for the day. I don't want to push it. I'm still getting over. I'm not 100%, but I don't want to push myself, but I'm liking the way these are going. And then I'll discuss with you guys the next step as far as marking out center lines and getting the billets ready for bevels. All right, guys. So I wanted to talk to you guys about something that I was just thinking about while I was kind of chamfering out those holes. You can see I kind of smoothed them out a little bit, got the burrs, some of them. One thing about drilling that I wish I would have known, I don't really have, I think most people when they get into a craft, they have a mentor of some kind. And I don't really have a mentor. I just kind of been teaching myself, and there's like a handful of people that I can ask questions to. And they're very helpful. But one thing I learned with drilling holes is you can actually harden steel as you're drilling it. And then your drill bits start to go crazy and they don't work and everything else. So there's definitely a technique into drilling holes, which seems a little weird, but I put my drill press at the slowest speed possible. And as you saw, I use a bunch of lubricant of some kind to help get through it. And still, I work hard in the steel to the point where, it's very difficult to get through. I used to struggle with drilling holes. It would take me all day just to drill some holes, but I've gotten better. So at this point, you can see it's really not flat, and I need to sand that down. So I have my piece of tile here that I use. You can use granite, but I'm cheap. And I didn't want to spend the money on granite yet. I'll get there one day. I'll be a big boy. But I just take my magnet, I take the steel, and I take some sandpaper, and I'm just going to rub back and forth and get this nice and flat until and you can feel it. And then all of those are gone and it's nice and flat now. So now I know that that's nice and flat. We'll flip it over. Oh, strong magnet. And you can feel it go nice and smooth on the sandpaper. The idea of the tile here is to give you a nice, perfectly flat space to sand. That's what the tile's for, just so you know. That they use that nice thick piece of granite. It's the same because it's a true flat space, or you know what I mean. I can't think. You guys are just gonna have to go with it right now. So now it's getting there. I still have some edges here. I might go to 80 grit just to get this one perfect, but I think that's a little low spot in the steel anyway. It's just, you want that nice and flat. The reason is, when you go to do handles, you don't want there to be any space between the liner material or the handle material and the steel. So that's much better. Yeah, I can't even get a fingernail on it, so now we're good. All right, so that's nice and flat. So now I'm gonna do that with these other two. And The next time I pick up with you guys, we're going to be talking about how to figure out the height of the bevel, where you want it, what do you want to do, as far as that. And then that gets into kind of the design of what you want the overall look to look like. So let me do these other two. I don't want to bore you too much with that, and then we'll get back to it.